I'm going back west largely because my family has gravitated to the west, and I have two adult daughters, one of whom lives in Portland, Oregon, the other who lives in Los Angeles in Southern California. I have a new grandson, our first grandchild in L.A. With Leela and Sam, my son-in-law. My sister lives in L.A. I could go on and on. Without intending to, many parts of our family have sort of gravitated west, and I turned 62 in February. My wife has mostly retired. As we started to look at this next phase of our lives, realizing that our program here is strong, the palliative care program is continuing to grow and develop. The institution strongly supports the palliative care program and gets it in so many ways that, in fact, this is actually a good time professionally for us to refocus on the personal priorities in our lives. That's what I counsel and help other people do who I see as patients. It's sort of time for us to take stock and look at what's really most important in our lives. I've been saying for years, all the time my daughters were growing up and entering adulthood, that you're the center of my life. You're the most important thing in my life. But my decisions have been made on the basis of career and changing the world again and again. It's just time to refocus. So in the main, we're leaving for personal reasons, and I'm not going to another job, at least not yet. We're going to go back to a Missoula, Montana, where we own a home, and our furniture will go back there, and we're going to take some time off, very deliberately. Take some time off. I'm not even looking for another job at the moment. Sometime, next fall, I'll start thinking about where I might work and see patients in the future. Mostly I want to focus on family, fishing. We'd like to do a little foreign travel, which we haven't, done in years. We've really, both Yvonne and I have been working sort of at a sprint pace since moving to New England and to Dartmouth-Hitchcock, and it's sort of time to, remind ourselves that nope, it's not about work right now. Right now, the healthy emphasis needs to be on our personal lives, our family, and our own well-being. I think this institution is the right institution at the right time in our nation's history. I think our leadership is visionary and courageous and really doing the right things. I don't envy them for the tasks that they have, but I think it's we're on the right path. So I would encourage everybody to work hard, be patient with yourselves and one another, support one another through this very difficult time. I really do believe that in the next few years things will get a little easier, and that this institution, the people who comprise it, the employees and staff, faculty who comprise it, and the region will benefit from some of the very hard decisions that have been made in the last couple of years and are still being made today. I'm a firm believer that we're on the right path in this institution, that these are admittedly stressful, difficult times. They are for everyone in healthcare, but because of the decisions that have been made, we're likely to benefit several years earlier than the institutions that haven't quite gotten on the path to moving in a population health, shared risk, quality parameter. And so, I think the future here is bright, frankly, without in any way diminishing the challenges that are currently before us. One of my charges to the team has been to act clinically, but think regionally. And I think our efforts within palliative care to provide whole person and family care to people with serious illness fits exactly perfectly within the regional vision that Jim Weinstein and Greg Meyer and others have of really trying to improve not just healthcare, but health for the entire population of this region. So it involves, in fact, working to increase palliative care capacity within the critical access hospitals in the region, helping to support the hospice programs that are community-based in the region to expand their services and raise their skill level in dealing with very complex, high-tech problems that now people go home with, not uncommonly, to provide models for outpatient palliative care outside of the academic medical center, but also to work with faith communities and senior centers and aging services and, incorporated towns to also look at what we can collectively do to serve people who are frail and elderly or have serious illnesses and are suffering from the functional disabilities that illness often challenges people with. I think, if we can do all that, it's good for the health of the population. If we can measure the impacts of what we do, we actually can contribute to improving the health of the American population. I'm going to go out, as you know, I'm a trout whisperer. So I'm going to go out and whisper to some trout and maybe entertain them with frothing the top of a trout stream for a while they laugh at my efforts. But I'm going to spend a lot of time with my legs in the water. I take care of people who are living, and the process of dying is actually a part of living. So I'm curious about what happens after we die, but I don't think I have any special knowledge about that. I don't think I could, frankly, have any knowledge about that. I don't know. And I listen carefully to what patients express and what they believe and work within their belief systems when I am counseling them. I have an open mind to what comes next, but I'm honest enough to recognize that I can't possibly know what comes next. So a bit like you, I focus on the living part, trying to help people to live and to even die well within themselves. That, I think, is the highest outcome that I could hope for any person who is a patient of mine or family or friend of mine, to actually have a sense of well-being during this very last part of life seems to be the highest achievable outcome I can imagine.